Yo, what's going on, good people? It's your homie HerbMan, and we're coming back at you with a hot banger boogie, man. So all of us that are dealing with hormonal imbalance, male or female, I want you to know that it's all due to estrogen dominance for the most part, all right? Estrogen dominance. Now, how do we get this and what are the symptoms looking like? All right, now for a male that is dealing with estrogen dominance, you may have low sperm count. You may have enlarged breast. You may have sexual debility, meaning that you may have erectile dysfunction, all right? You may be dealing with a more feminine characteristics than masculine characteristics, and this is all due to estrogen dominance, all right? Now, in a female, how does this look? If you're dealing with bloating or menstrual tension, or premenstrual tension of any kind, menstrual cramps, having aggression or having an attitude going into your cycle. If you're dealing with early periods, let's say, or heavy periods, you may have some estrogen dominance. If you're dealing with bloating, endometriosis, if you're dealing with uterine fibroids of any kind, you may be dealing with estrogen dominance. If you're dealing with ovarian cysts, then you may be dealing with estrogen dominance. If you got tender breast or breast cancer, these all are due to a lot due to estrogen dominance, okay? So what are some of the things that we can do to subside from these, or why maybe some of the causes of these things? Well, they can be caused by birth control. So if you're on birth control, then that can throw your hormones out whack. If you have did any hormonal replacement therapy, that can also cause you to throw your hormones out whack. If you have been, if you eat heavy chicken and fish and beef diet or meat diet of any kind, it may be throwing your hormones out. Why? Because they put estrogen and hormones in the chicken and the beef and in the fish. All right, to keep you eating, and also too to keep the fish plentiful. Okay, to keep us always eating those things. So some of these things could be attributed to the estrogen dominance in our bodies. Also too, if we're drinking a lot of water and plastics, all right, some of this soft plastic is made out of what we call phenolin. And that phenolin reacts to estrogen, it interacts with estrogen a lot, and that can cause estrogen dominance in the body, okay? Also too, chemicals, all right? If we're dealing with different types of chemicals that we use as cleansers around the house, and what we use on our bodies in form of cosmetics, can also cause heightened levels of estrogen within the body. Now, what are some of the things that we can do to curb these things? All right, now first is going to be, if you don't have to be on birth control, stop birth control, especially if you're trying to bring your hormones back into balance. All right, that's going to be crucial. If you are dealing with hormonal replacement therapy, all right, well, that is synthetic hormones being put into the body, and that's going to give you an overage of things that you need. Okay, so you want to stop doing that if you can. All right, you can definitely change your diet. So if you don't have to eat chicken, beef, and fish, then don't eat it. If you do, you need to make sure that you're dealing with the organic version of those particular meals. Also, too, it's going to be hard to deal with the soft plastic, but you can find hard plastic out there for a lot of the stuff that you're utilizing. When it comes to, napkins and things of that nature, we can use different type of napkins. We can use different type of plastic bags made out of starch instead of the phenol. And, things of that nature. You're just going to have to do your research, man. You can, when you're dealing with your baby bottles and things of that nature, go with stainless steel. When you're putting your pitchers of water in your refrigerator, go with stainless steel. Water has always been good, being in those steel containers, way better than plastic anyway. When you're buying your water, I know you guys see my water right there, but those are BPA certified. So that's what you're looking for when you're dealing with bottled water. You want to make sure that the plastic has that BPA sticker on there, but I suggest you go straight up filter water. This is alkaline water. You do that too, all right? But just make sure that it's filtered, all right, when you're dealing with the water. Now, when it comes to the foods, you can eat things like cabbage to get the right vitamins that you need for this type of situation. Also, too, you want to make sure that you're getting the right vitamin B intake. So that's going to be your B6s, your B12s, and your B9s. Okay, you want to make sure you're getting those if you're dealing with any kind of estrogen dominance or hormonal imbalance, whichever one, okay, because they're all pretty much intertwined. Also, too, when you're talking about the herbs, red clover is going to be good for if you're dealing with the estrogen situations. Now, if you need estrogen, then you probably want to deal with the red clover. If you are needing less, you want to try things like, dung quay, all right, black cohosh. If not black cohosh, try looking at baneberry, okay? If not that, then red raspberry and red clover. All of these are going to be very good for all of that type of hormonal health that you definitely need to ensure when you're dealing with estrogen. Now, the reason why this is a big problem is because, first of all, we got to understand that progesterone comes from our cholesterol. So cholesterol does have a great job to do. It gives us our progesterone. Progesterone gives us our estrogen, testosterone, and adrenals. So when your estrogen levels are up, a lot of times your progesterone level is low. So now remember that progesterone runs all three. So when the estrogen is up, when progesterone is low, that means your testosterone and adrenals are low. So although the estrogen is very good at filling out the woman and making her look all beautiful and everything, but what happens is you have a hard time when it comes to your menstrual cycles. You bleed too heavy, right? You're having menstrual cramps, right? You're having a bad attitude when you're going to your menstrual cycle. All of these things are because the estrogen is too high. Okay, and so we want to watch that because that can throw you all the way off and you never be able to get your footing back. And now you think what is normal when we say PMS when it really is not. Okay, and then also too, what happens in a cycle is that your progesterone goes up first and then your estrogen kind of comes up while the progesterone comes down, and then toward the end of your cycle, both go to a little bit low level. Okay, and then it starts back over for the next month. Progesterone goes up, then estrogen goes up, progesterone comes down, and that's the cycle. Well, when you are taking birth control, you keep your estrogen levels up, right? Because you don't never stop bleeding and start bleeding. That cycle of starting and stopping is why it's going in that way. But when you take birth control, your estrogen goes up. You never ever regain your cycle, so you never start back the bleeding. So this progesterone stays down at a level and estrogen stays up at a level and causes the hormone imbalance. And it's the same thing that goes on in a menopausal woman, right? Because you're toward the end of your period, you do not start back the bleeding, so you don't have this going on any longer. So if you have taken anything to heighten your progesterone, or if you're having a bad diet and things of that nature, you're taking all these cosmetics and all these cleaners and all of these environmental plastics and everything, keeping your estrogen level up like this, but nothing is putting your progesterone into this fluctuation, then guess what? Now you're in hormonal balance, and that's why you're getting hot flashes that you can't deal with, and you don't understand what's going on with yourself. So this is the cause of a lot of the hormonal imbalance. It's going to be the estrogen dominance. And so I hope you guys can understand that these are the things you need for menopausal later. Like I said, you want to definitely look into dung quay and black cohosh and baneberry. And for a lot of the other ladies, you want to look at, especially dealing with difficult menses and things of that nature, you want to look up red clover and you want to look up red raspberry leaf. All right. Now, hopefully you guys get and understand this particular video. If not, please leave a comment or please reach out to me at leafofviolessentials@gmail.com. Again, you can follow us on Twitter @LoveHerbMan, and you can always follow us on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram. All you got to do is just #HerbMan, and you'll be right in tune with us. We appreciate all of our supporters, and if you're not a supporter, please hit that logo at the bottom of your screen right there and hit that notification bell so that you never ever miss a daily episode of Herb of the Day and all of our other episodes, man. We love you, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. And until next time, peace. Yes, sir.